Man, this dude, look, hey man, I didn't know we was going to church, bro. Deacon Hood.
Hey, I know. Hey, look, it's weather. Look, man, I just got through getting over. I thought I had the flu, fam. Man, I went over to the doctor. Yesterday, he said, "Man, you good. You're gonna be here for a few more days, man. You got no
Oh,
flu."
where? Oh man,
Yeah.
what's up, Troy? We got Troy in the building. Ramel.
Yes, sir.
See, man, I feel blessed now, man. I feel blessed because we have a very, very intelligent, knowledgeable brother, popping on the show here. Ramel, he knows a lot about sports, knows a lot about boxing, and he's a fan. He's a fanatic like we are. You know what I'm saying? We're all fanatics of the sport of boxing. We love it. So, Roy, why don't you tell us about yourself, man? Just let everybody know who you are.
Hey, my name is Rob Millman. I'm from New York. I currently reside here in Georgia. Uh, as long as I can remember, I'm 55. I've always been a sports fan. My passion is NBA, baseball, then football. But the thing about boxing, it was the one sport that my dad and we sat around and watched. I mean, I tried to stay up at night to watch it with him, but sometimes I fall asleep. But I just remember those gatherings that him and I had. And then on Saturday, when boxing came on ABC Wide World of Sports, that was like a family thing. I remember sitting around, me, my dad, my grandfather, some uncles, man. So boxing is it's not because I love it. It's something that connects me with my dad, man. So it's really big.
Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful, man. Beautiful. We have those things that connect us with our people, man. And it's great that boxing is one of those things. So, Mr. Hood. So
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, you always starting stuff in the morning, man. You always sending these starting stuff in the morning. So let's
You gotta
go
keep
ahead
it, man.
let's go ahead and jump in, man. So we were talking about Shakur Stevens and Devin Haney, you know. I mean, I know you guys have your opinions about the young Lions, but in my opinion, man, Devin Haney wipes the floor with everyone at 135. I said it today. I said it live on Zoom on effing Fanatics channel. That's my take. What say you?
Hey, man. But look, first and foremost, I want to say, man, give God all the praise, man. What's up to you? Much love to you, and also Romel as well, man. Peace and love to you, brothers, man. When it come down to Shakur, I think the thing is when I think about Shakur, I think I did it in the group text with you and the fellas that a lot of times people look at him, maybe I don't know, maybe like that Sugar Ray Leonard type thing, hey, the pretty boy, don't do does he really have those get down in the dirt, roll around in the grass type skills? And I just think he has us a little more of that more than Haney does. And listen, and I just don't think that first of all, Haney, when it comes down to his skills, I don't think nobody, including myself, is really dissing his skills, man. Because I think, a blind man can see that Haney got a whole toolbox, a boatload of skills.
Right.
I just think if it come down to those two, though, I just think that Shakur has a little bit more grit. Okay, just a little bit more grit to kind of get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think he's a real slick guy, and then I'm a big component, D and Ramel, when it comes down to who you scrapping with. I'm big on that. I'm big on your opponents.
Right.
I'm huge on that, man. And I guess I'm a type person when I like to listen to the greats. Respect to Ali. I like to listen to guys like that. Floyd. Hey, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, just to name a few. Okay. My point is, I just think that who you fought and how every fight is different. Okay, we all know that styles makes fights. I just think that Haney got to get a little bit more stoppages, man. Like those knockouts, those stoppages. To be a little bit more impressive in his early part of his career. Because keep in mind, everybody, I'm gonna take you back for 2 seconds, just real quick. It was two parts of Floyd Mayweather Jr. I think we all smart enough to know this.
Mm-hmm.
You got the pretty boy version. Then you got the pretty Money Mayweather version. Money Mayweather version was about the money and about the W and about the bag. Pretty boy was about knocking you out and stopping you and embarrassing you. I just think that, and I think that's Haney's early stages is in the Floyd, I mean, the pretty boy stages where Floyd was, and he should be just a little bit more, I should have said maybe impressive. That then again, you could be so good.
Yeah.
You
You
could
want to
be
see the
so
hype
good.
with him. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. You want to see him fight. What about you, Romel?
Yo, to be honest with you, I believe Devin Haney is the better boxer than between the two. I just think his skills is really damn near elite. But when it comes down to maybe sports or anything, sometimes you just have an individual that possesses that it factor. Now we've been in the car business, all of us,
Right.
and sometimes there's a guy that's selling cars, and you say, "How the hell is he selling cars?" But he just
exactly.
has that it factor. You
Yeah.
know, maybe he knows how to get the gab a little bit. Maybe he knows how to just entertain someone just so that he can get the deal, but don't know nothing about cars.
Absolutely. That was me, actually. Yeah.
When I see Shakur, not only he got skills, let's not forget, he does have skills. I
Mhm,
don't think he's as skillful as Haney, but I think he has that it factor.
mhm.
And I put a bold prediction out there. At least it was reviewed as a bold prediction because I believe it's the only way Shakur can win this fight. I think that Haney is too skillful to lose a decision to Shakur. I
Right.
believe the only way Shakur can win this fight is a late round knockout.
Right, right. So do you think that with Haney's skill, and I mean, he was trained by one of the best trainers, or I'm not gonna say fully trained, but he had a lot of impact on his style, and that's Mayweather Senior, man, and that's the best defensive
Blueprint.
trainer there is, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
And I don't think that Shakur or Loma or anyone is going to be, or Tank Davis is going to be able to hit Haney flush in that way to really cause enough damage to where they sit him down. I don't think that's going to happen. All fighters get hit. All of them get hit. All of them get hit. Shakur just admitted something that most fighters don't admit, and you guys always jumped on my boy Keith Thurman. Keith. Shakur admitted the other day that he got hurt to the body when he fought. What's his name? What's his name? I forgot his name. But
Valdez.
anyway, Valdez. Yeah. So when he fought him, he admitted that he got hurt to the body. Went over to his seat and told his grandfather that, man, I feel like I'm going to throw up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, everybody gets hit, but the problem is, what do you do after you get hit?
correct.
Right. I think Haney's one of those guys that if he get hit, he's going to wake him up. He's going to be a little bit more sharp. You know what I'm saying? Just like when he almost caught it with one of those other fights he had. What's this guy's name? Yeah, I ain't good with that. I'm just a fan, bro. I love, we fans, we love
It's all
the
good. It's
sport
all
of
good.
boxing. I don't
We
know the
all
guy's
gonna get
name.
a turn.
But
We all gonna get
anyway, he got hit and he got shook. But what happened after that? That's what I'm saying. And I understand what you're saying about the it factor. Yes, Shakur has it. And he's one of my favorite newcomers. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I just don't think he got enough for Haney.
I would like to present, you know, I know Ramel said a statement that he thinks that Haney has more skills than Shakur. I would like to ask him, in what area do you see, as far as his overall boxing skills, that you see that Haney has over Shakur? Because to me, I think on that level, and I honestly listen, Haney's highly, highly skilled. I think, like I said, it's no question about that. But I think both of them on the same level. And I was going to ask him, I guess, what he thought that Haney had when it come down to boxing skills, maybe that Shakur doesn't have, ring generalships or whatever. Let him.
Well, when it comes down to Haney, when you're talking about Haney and Shakur, and that's a good question, by the way, it's just that his skills is going to be it's going to appear to be greater because I think he's the more disciplined boxer. Sometimes Shakur can play into the crowd a little bit
Yeah,
and get away from the game plan somewhat. Because
I agree.
in his last fight, he didn't look so good. And you know what? I just chalked it up. Hey, maybe he was trying to do too much, whatever. But that wasn't him. But I believe Haney is so disciplined that his game will never veer off. So it it's going to appear that his skills is going to be better. And I think his skills is better, but it's just going to be, it's going to look better. It's going to look greater.
Right.
Sometimes he can go to the right or to the left and get off his game plan. The next thing you know, he'll throw a wild punch or something. Say, yo, Shakur, get back.
And to Shakur's credit,
I said, his last fight, he didn't look that well.
And to Shakur's, I don't know if I should say to his credit, D and Romeo, but I just think that when you fight in your backyard, because if I ain't mistaken, his last fight was in his backyard. Mm-hmm. And I think we all veterans of the sport, we all super knowledgeable that fighting at home is not always a good recipe, man, because you're trying to sell tickets, you're trying to promote the fight, you got your wife, your family, your best friend, the crew, you got everybody there. So it's so much pressure, and you are trying to overly impress. And that can get you caught up.
Said, that coincides, John, and that's a good point, because that coincides with what I said. He was trying to do too much, you know, making his rounds to the schools, to the YMCA. You know, he was coming back to
all over the place
and trying to give back to the community.
Right.
And it may have taken away a little bit from what he came to the community for. And that was box.
To entertain.
It makes me think about, I think the first time I seen the home court advantage kind of go sideways, I remember, if I ain't mistaken, y'all guys might remember this. Holyfield was fighting Dwight Kwai in downtown Atlanta? Mm. Or was it Muhammad? Saad, what is one of them guys' name?
I think it's the same person.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Kwai, whatever, Muhammad, whatever. And next thing you know, Holyfield was almost asleep, had taken a nap on the ropes. The next thing you know, he had to come back.
Yeah.
And win the fight. So he had to put some, sometime at home court, like I said, you're trying to, like Ramel said, man, you're visiting the local YMCAs, you're going to the local church. You just kind of get everybody in the community to support you.
Right. Well, can it be said that, like, there's levels to this game, right? 100%. There's definitely levels to the fight game. And people are always talking about, well, the knockout. But once you reach a certain plateau and you start fighting these fighters that are top 5, don't the knockouts become a little less frequent? You know what I mean? In this division? Because these guys are professional. You got to think about it. They know how to take a punch. They know how to give a punch. They know how to avoid big shots. You know what I mean? They know what big shots are coming. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's the shot that you don't see coming that hurts you. You know that. We've heard that 1,000 times. 100%. But when you reach this level, like with Shakur, I don't blame Shakur for not having that big show at home fighting Valdez. I see why, because dude's a good fighter. Mm-hmm. A damn good fighter, you know what I mean? You're not just gonna go in there and knock that guy out. You know what I mean?
Then you got one thing, brother. Let me just real quick. When it comes down to, and I love that statement when you talk about levels to the game, because I'm a big component on that topic right there. Mm-hmm. But when you say power, I just think when it comes down to power, some people have that, like, I guess, like I'm gonna piggyback on what Ramel said, that it factor in that power category. Mm-hmm. Can kind of catapult you on any fight, okay? Because people always talk about, hey, man, Rolly was beaten, Listen, man, it's a 12-round fight. I've never, unless you're going to knock somebody out, be prepared to go 12 rounds. Yeah. Okay, so what they say in boxing, protect yourself at all times. Here's my point, make a long story short. Boxing is a thing that you can have a lot of factors, a lot of ingredients to make a great champion. See, when you got a guy that's super skilled, like, people forget how skilled. People don't think Tank got no boxing skills. I'm not sitting there trying to say you cats that he has more skills than a Haney or a Shakur. No. But is these levels below them? No, I don't think so. It's just that he just make quick work.
Yeah, quick work. Tank Davis is definitely a dog. You know what I'm saying? The dude, listen. I got mad love for Tank. Here again, when you're a fanatic, when you're a fan of the sport, you can look at each fighter, even though you may favor one, you can definitely look at another fighter and be like, man, yeah, this guy, he's got the ingredients. You know what I mean? My thing about Tank is Tank knocks everybody out, right? But he has lost a lot of rounds in doing it. You know what I mean? Like with Santa Cruz and with some of these other people, he wasn't really winning those rounds. He wasn't really beating his opponent before the knockout. So that's why I say when he meets a Shakur or a Devin Haney, if you don't have the knockout, what else do you have? I mean, are you gonna be able to outbox these guys that all they do is outbox? They don't knock out. They don't have the knockout that Tank has.
Well, let me ask you a question, and you're gonna have to walk with me on this, fellas. You asked if you're so accustomed to knocking people out, but the greater the talent is, do you have fewer knockouts, or is it harder to knock out? Listen, I personally feel that an individual has the power to knock somebody out. I don't think there's a physical brain out there that can avoid the knockout. All right. Now we say this person has a chance, this person has a tough chance, meaning that maybe it takes a little bit harder or more punches to knock that down out. But really, in my opinion, the only way to avoid a knockout is to stay busy on offense. And anybody can fall to a knockdown. I mean, I watched a fight with Michael Moore and George Foreman. This guy was winning the fight 11 rounds to nothing. With 2.5 minutes, he was dominating the 12th round.
Absolutely.
And just one punch came.
Right. And it was
we
all.
haven't heard from Michael Moore since.
Yeah, it was all she wrote.
Right. So my point is that to your question, anybody's physical frame can get knocked down from a punch, regardless how skilled you are or how up in the fight you are. And that's the difference when you fight in a Tank. His confidence, or maybe even a Shakur, their confidence is that as long as they have that one hit quitter, they're never out of a fight. Never out of a fight. And all they got to do is catch you one time. And one thing about the sport of boxing is unlike any other sport. There's one punch that turned the whole fight around.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. So do you say, my brother Ramel, do you say that, or what do you think about this? If Haney and Tank meet and Tank doesn't get the knockout, do you think he can outbox Haney for 12 rounds and get the victory?
I'm going to say this. Haney is one of those boxers. He's a lot like Sugar Ray Leonard. He's a lot like Floyd in a sense, not with the domination that those two have done over their careers. It's just that if it goes to the scorecards, they're going to tally a lot of points, period. And it's going to be tough to beat a Haney on a decision. But there's no doubt in my mind, Tank's knocking him out.
Yeah, you think so? Okay.
I mean, Shakur might struggle to knock him out, but Tank will knock him. I think Tank will time him and catch him. And I gave Haney credit a little while ago about him, but sometimes Tank can make you fight his fight.
Yeah.
You know, I want to add.
And if you get into a Tank fight, that's how you can lose Tank fight.
I'm gonna add to what Ramel put out there on that Haney Tank fight just real quick. And again, man, I don't hear no slight on Haney from neither one of us. Ain't no slight. This guy is super talented. And D, when you said that he was basically schooled at an early age by the great Floyd Sr., who I recognize, I don't think nobody's better when he comes down to training fighters. I don't think. I mean, because I ain't trying to be funny. You don't have to look no further than his son. So I would give him the greatest, not the greatest, but he's a great trainer. He's the best out there, in my opinion. But anyway, it's some other good ones. But my point I'm making is, when you got to fight a guy like Tank, he's gonna make you alter your game. You ain't gonna stay in your same frame of mind. In other words, you can have all these interviews, you can have all these talk shows, you can go on to all these world tours before the big fight with Tank and say what you're gonna do. But buddy, let me tell you something. When you get in that square ring with a guy with that thunder in your gloves, he gonna make you think. He gonna make you think differently. Would you agree? Am I right? Listen,
absolutely.
Let me finish this real quick. You might think you can lay and just look patty pat. On some fighters, man, you can kind of set punches up. No, Tank, you gotta meet thunder. You gotta meet thunder with thunder. You feel me? I'm gonna give you a perfect example. When Holyfield fought Mike Tyson, fellas, he made Holyfield uncomfortable from the ding. So now, guess what? Holyfield's on. he's like a guy that's getting chased by 5 pit bulls. So now he's like, okay, you got to keep your eyes open. Yeah. Another quick example: when Floyd fought Pacquiao, everybody know me. I'm probably one of the top Floyd supporters fans ever. When he fought Pacquiao, his own daddy, do y'all remember that? His own daddy said, I think it was maybe around 9, 10, 11, boy, what the heck? You know how Floyd Sr., boy, you acting like you scared, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He told his son now. You talk about arguably the greatest fighter ever. No disrespect, I'm an Ali guy first. But there's some guys that say Floyd is the greatest ever. It's some people, a lot of people says that.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
My thing is this. Floyd's eyes was like pool balls on a pool table. Now let me tell you something. I watched a lot of Floyd fights. I think I watched pretty much his whole career, pretty much. I've never seen Floyd that attentive on everything Pacquiao was doing.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of how great he is. He knows how to adjust. You know what I mean? And he knows how to put fire under his own ass,
Not only adjust, D, but he knew, like me and Ramel was saying, he knew that it factor, he can put Floyd on his back at any given time during the fight. Because Pacquiao, he might be a midget, but he got thunder in them gloves.
Right. But see, on your same point, you got to understand this too. And it wasn't so much that at that point Floyd was losing the fight. Right. That it looked like Pacquiao was doing more than what he was doing. So, you know what I'm saying? He looked like he was doing more. He wasn't really doing nothing,
Right. So when it comes down to Tank, what I'm trying to tell you, Ramel, just trying to get you to see this point. And I know you gotta, and listen, I know you support Haney, and I feel you. He's a great champion. He's an undisputed champion, how many people can say that besides him and Charlo? That's a great point. Yeah. So what I'm saying is when it comes down to Tank though, Tank when you walking when you walking from the dressing room, you're gonna know when I get in this ring, every second of this fight, I need to be on my P's, Q's, and any other letter you want to think about, because the wrong move could be your last move.
Right.
That's what I say. Tank is gonna make him fight Tank fight. And when you fight a Tank fight, chances are you're not gonna win a Tank fight. Yeah. Only thing I say about Haney is that if he goes to the distance with anybody, he's so skilled. He's gonna rally. He's gonna tally points, and that's what the judges look for. But make no mistakes about it. If that fight was to occur, I got Tank knocking him out by the 7th round.
Yeah, Tank knocking him out. Yeah.
Totally agree.
You got Tank knocking out who by the 7th round?
Haney. By the 7th round.
All right. I'll make sure my record button's on.
That D, don't
forget. We can go back to the video.
Okay. I'm just making sure, because that's bold. By 7th round, you're gonna knock out one of the baddest newcomers in the sport of boxing at the 135, 140 area. You're saying that Tank Davis is gonna knock him out by the 7th round, bro?
And when it comes down to Tank is actually my number 2 guy right now, pound for pound. He's my number 2.
Yeah, we know who your number 1 is, so I got you. Okay.
Yes.
Spence, yeah.
But my thing is this: I think Tank is one of the most disrespected boxers. I mean, all he does is win. He gives you entertainment when he does it. He seems sincere. I listen to Sean. He talks about Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Jr. I mean, this guy's out of that camp. I'm not sure. He just recently broke ties, but I'm not sure why he don't get the respect that.
But I think that's more because of the business of boxing, though. I think that's more because of the business of boxing.
You know what, though? The performance should outweigh that. I mean, this guy has never disappointed anybody in any performance. And even when he's been challenged, he came out victorious.
He's boxing.
And that uppercut that he possessed, we've seen a lot of boxing. Yeah. The only person that has a better uppercut than that is maybe Tyson.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
And also, AD, real quick, and I'm gonna let you jump right back in. How many times can Haney take a solid punch from Tank, you think? I'm in a clean shot, D, without being staggered, hurt, or knock or drop. That's a question.
I answer that question like this. I don't think anyone can sit up there and take. I think Paulie can knock somebody out. If he hit him, if he hit him flush, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even Paulie, you know what I'm saying?
You told me it's levels to the
Even,
game.
you know, when I say Paulie, you know, I'm saying, yo, this dude can, he can knock someone out. So listen, it all depends on how you
ask you this,
hit.
Dubé. Let me ask you this: Is Paulie? I mean, is Haney like Paulie? I mean, because I don't recall Haney having this severe knockout power.
No,
and to your Paulie was a very skilled boxer. He just couldn't throw a power punch. He didn't
he's a
have a
very
power
skilled
punch.
boxer, right?
Is Haney a knockout artist?
No.
He's a decision winner, if you ask me.
No. Haney is a Floyd-like hybrid to me. You know what I'm saying? He's a Money Mayweather hybrid without the money, because this is what he does. Okay, he figures you out, and he basically points you all game, and then you know people get mad because nobody's they're not hitting each other and they're not knocking each other out. Well, guess what? Nobody's gonna sit there and let you knock them out. You know what I'm saying? And whose fault is it if my opponent, if I can move and I can get away from my opponent's shot, why are you mad at me? You want me to sit here and just take it and get myself knocked out and lose just for your entertainment? No, I'm going to do what I know to do. I'm going to use my defense. I'm going to use my skills. I'm going to use my footwork. You know what I mean? My ring, my ring knowledge and everything, and I'm going to win the fight, whether it be by knockout or by points. So I think he's the best.
Stay disciplined. You better stay disciplined.
And that's the name of the game.
I think Shakur and both Shakur and Tank will knock him out just because he lacks power to knock them out. Now, I'm not saying he can't knock them out, but I say he won't knock them out. Yeah. But he lacks power. And to me, to your point, he's a point getter, and you know, he's a decision fighter. He's going to go 12 rounds. He's going to go to distance. But if he has to go into a phone booth where it's power shots, yeah, he's going to lose. And Tank is going to knock him out. It's about a 7th round, maybe 8th round the latest, but Tank can clearly knock him out. Shakur,
Tank can knock anybody out.
Just a little bit, because I don't think he's disciplined as Tank, but I still take Shakur on the knockout. I don't think Shakur can win a decision against him.
Yeah, and that's my whole point. If you take the knockout off the table, and you know, fighters can do that. You know, fighters that are disciplined at that level can take your knockout off the table. Tyson Fury did that with Wilder. You know what I'm saying? He basically took the knockout off the table. You know, even though, you know, I feel like he got, you know, one of them fights he should have got knocked out. It should have been called a knockout, in my opinion. But hey man, if you don't knock me out and I outbox you, that's your fault.
But you said something that I wanna come back on. I want to kind of get at you at on. I want to challenge you on this one. You say you kind of compare Haney's current resume or career, where he's at this point in his career, to Pretty Boy. Is that what you said?
No, opposite. I said he's more like Money Mayweather.
Okay, my bad.
He's more like Money Mayweather. You know what I mean? Because what he does, he's not really. You know, Pretty Boy was knocking everybody out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and Money Mayweather was knocking the bank accounts out. You know what I mean? That's basically what he was doing. You know, so I think that you're not going to be able to outbox this guy. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be able to outbox him. Not Tank Davis.
When you say boxing now, here's the thing though. I just think that, and I gotta, you know, first of all, mad respect to both y'all's opinion and on this boxing topic, this cast, because I hear some great points from both sides. But I got to go back to what Ramel said when it comes down to, I think Tank is still underrated. I totally agree with that. I mean, because people, let me just say this real quick, D. When it comes down to Tank, he's so explosive. People forget, brother, his defense is nice. His lateral movement is really nice. Think about this real quick. He fought a guy that I got respect for his power, meaning Rolly. Everybody say, oh, Rolly's trash. He's a talker. Rolly got power. I mean, he talks a lot.
Rolly got mad power, yeah.
He got mad power. I don't care how much he talks, and he likes the microphone. He likes to sit.
Everybody, including my everybody, including my 8-year-old behind me that y'all can't see, playing on playing Roblox right now. Everybody knew that Rolly was gonna get beat. You know what I'm saying?
No, but hold on.
Everybody knew that. You know.
Here's my point, though, D. Here's my point. When it comes down to checking somebody's chin with power, clipping somebody,
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Me personally, that was the first fight, Ramel. That was the first fight. And I'm gonna have to echo this. I know we almost like twins. My favorite fighter right now, I would say probably I would give a slight edge to Earl, and our second definitely would be Tank. But when it comes down to that Rolly fight, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a little bit nervous for Tank on that one because listen, just watch this guy hit the bag in practice. I mean, I'm talking about the heavy bag. Yeah. This guy has thunder in his hands. Forget the skills. Everybody, come on. We ain't got no Haney or boxing skills. Right. But again, square ring, in a square ring, which it ain't as big as you think it is. You're gonna have to, unless you plan on actually putting some track stools and turn into Carl Lewis. At some point in the fight, you're gonna have to engage a little bit. Again, go back to Tank. When you do settle down in the middle of that square ring or on them ropes, trying to duck Tank, Tank's hands is pretty. Tank got some hands.
You're right, Sean. But let me ask you this: who was winning the fight between Rolly and Tank before the knockout?
I thought it was extremely close to answer. I'm trying to be direct too.
Even if you're saying it was extremely close. You have and Ramel, just follow me on this, baby. You have Rolly winning or slightly winning, or maybe even getting close to winning a boxing match with Tank Davis before the knockout. That tells me that a Shakur or the Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, it's gonna be hard work for Tank.